Love 'em or hate 'em, IKEA is the largest furniture supplier in the world. But their success isn't just about cheap furniture. It's because they understand design. And they understand people. You see, the IKEA store seems like a regular place at first glance, but it's actually a powerful psychological maze, carefully designed to make you spend more. Over 60% of IKEA's sales come from impulse decisions. And no, that's not an accident. I'm sure we've all been there, coming out of IKEA store with 27 things you didn't really need. It happens to the best of us. So in this video, I'll be revealing how IKEA uses interior design to profoundly affect your psychology and get you to spend more money. And honestly, once you understand how to do it, you won't be mad. It is genius. The IKEA experience begins from the moment you decide to go. The store is usually far away on the outskirts of the city, and this is for a few reasons. You see, IKEA isn't like your typical supermarket where you just go in, get what you need, and you leave. They want every time you go for it to be an event, almost like going to a theme park. Also, since the store is so far away, it means you better not leave any items that you need or think you need behind. Otherwise, you'll have to drive all the way back for them. And finally, being so far away saves IKEA some money on the property. But more importantly, in order for stores to work their psychological magic, they need to be huge. The average IKEA store is around 300,000 feet, or about the size of 5 American footballs. And they have multiple floors. But now is when the psychological game truly begins. Right as you're walking up to the store, the first thing you notice when you walk into IKEA is that there's only really one way to go. This is the most subtle yet brilliant design strategy IKEA uses to get you to buy more than you planned. Most retail stores are divided in aisles, or they let you roam around however you like. But IKEA's store layout is designed for you to go through a single maze-like path called the IKEA Loop. There's only one entrance and one exit, and the path between them takes you through winding through the entire store. And there's a few brilliant reasons for this. And the first one has everything to do with how the store is laid out. Near the entrance of IKEA is the showroom. This is where the most expensive items like household appliances and major pieces of furniture are. Then comes the market line, which is where you'll find mostly smaller, cheaper items like cutlery, decorations, and toys. The first of many brilliant things about the IKEA Loop is that by the time you've reached the smaller, cheaper items like candles, picture frames, or kitchen gadgets in the market line, those will feel like bargains compared to the refrigerators, beds, and cupboards you saw at the start. By the end, your brain has already compared the $800 couch to the $5 pillow, and it makes it seem like a steal. It's called price anchoring. A second brilliant thing about the IKEA Loop is how it makes the shopping experience feel like an adventure. At IKEA, the design, lighting, and textures in each subsection of the loop will vary. They use design to their advantage by making the store feel like an adventure, where every section feels like a new chapter of discovery. They avoid boredom at all costs. So this way, you stay engaged throughout your entire shopping experience. It's a subtle trick that constantly keeps stimulating your brain with new information, ensuring you see and want more as you wander around the store. Psychologically, this taps into something called the Gruen Effect. When customers are exposed to a highly engaging and immersive environment, they tend to lose track of time, their original shopping list, and sometimes even their budget, which is exactly what IKEA wants. Another brilliant way the IKEA Loop encourages you to spend more is that it really taps into your fear of missing out. At IKEA, you won't carry most of the items you want to take with you in a basket. I mean, you don't want to be hauling around a dinner table for half of the day. So instead, They give you a slip of paper and a pencil to write down the code for the items that you'll be taking. And towards the end of the store, there is the warehouse, where you'll pay for the items you want. But IKEA is huge, and it only flows in one direction. So if you don't write down one of the items you see at the start of the store, you're going to have to walk all the way back to it through the entire maze. And since the more expensive items are all the way at the back of the store, those become especially important to write down, which makes you spend a lot more money. And here's the final reason the IKEA Loop is so brilliant. Since there's only a single path to traverse through IKEA, it means that by the time you get to the end of the store, you'll have been exposed to every single thing that there is for sale, whether it's a refrigerator or a small decoration. This is no coincidence. If customers see everything, they also see the things that they didn't come for, but might want. And that's why people end up buying so many things on impulse. The next time you're weaving your way through your local IKEA, remember that every step of that winding path is designed to make you spend more time, see more products, and ultimately buy more than you planned. So far, we've only covered how IKEA's overall layout is a psychological masterpiece. That's the real broad strokes, but the real psychological magic, it happens in the details. The individual displays, the cozy little setups, they're not just there to look pretty. These showrooms are powerful psychological tools to get you to spend more. You see, as you walk through IKEA, it feels less like a furniture store and more like you're exploring different homes. You might start with a minimalistic, sleek Scandinavian living room and then move into a fully furnished kitchen and finally step into a cozy bedroom with soft blankets and mood lighting. Each setup is a self-contained world, and every detail from the furniture to the decorations and the lighting is perfectly coordinated to create a specific mood. But these showrooms aren't just product displays. They're what I like to call idea traps, and they tap into something called narrative psychology, specifically the story completion effect. Here's how it works. Let's be honest. Who hasn't walked into a beautifully arranged IKEA room and thought, I want this exact setup in my house? That's no accident. Look around the next time you're there and you'll notice an absurd amount of mirrors conveniently placed so you can look at yourself and imagine yourself and your life with that furniture. So, when you walk through a cozy living room with a stylish couch, comfy looking chairs, and a perfectly placed coffee table, you're not just looking at the couch or the coffee table. You're imagining yourself living in that space. And that's where the psychology kicks in. The idea is simple. When you see a fully decorated room, your brain wants to complete the story with you as the main character. And before you know it, you're picking out throw pillows, plants, and rugs to complete the same look at home. IKEA knows we buy with emotions, and these rooms are designed to pull those strings. It's all about selling a feeling. You don't just want the furniture. You want the comfort, the relaxation, and the lifestyle that comes with it. And they understand that perfectly. But it doesn't stop there. IKEA's showrooms are also designed to make you feel like if you don't buy the full package, you're missing something. Maybe it's the little side table you didn't think you needed, or that perfectly cozy blanket thrown across the chair. Every item in the showroom plays a part in creating a cohesive atmosphere. It's all about creating that illusion that these items belong together. And since it's the emotion you're buying, you can't just take one of them. You need them all. These setups aren't just about selling you products. They're selling you an entire lifestyle. So, next time you're reimagining your life in one of those picture-perfect IKEA setups, remember, those perfectly arranged rooms aren't just showing you furniture. They're selling you a story. And with each step, IKEA subtly encourages you to keep adding items to your mental wish list. Or better yet, your shopping cart. But the real reason IKEA can tap into our feelings so easily isn't just about what we see. It's also about what we touch, feel, and experience. Think about it. IKEA doesn't just show off their furniture from a distance. They invite you to sit on their couches, lie on their beds, and run your hands over the soft fabrics. Pun intended, this isn't just a nice touch. It is a powerful cocktail of psychological tricks. So let's start with cognitive anchoring. IKEA's visual merchandising is an art form. You'll see inviting tactical setups with cozy blankets, perfectly plump pillows, and table settings that make you feel like you're already sitting down for a meal. Every single detail is designed to draw you in and make you reach out and touch, and to help you imagine these items in your own space. The environments they create make interacting with their products irresistible. And that is the key. Once you've touched and felt an item, it becomes a mental anchor, and it makes it harder to forget. That test nap you took on an IKEA bed, that's now stuck in your brain. You've mentally anchored to that bed, and walking away feels like leaving behind something that's already yours. IKEA knows this, and that's why every product is laid out to invite you to interact. Once you've crossed that line from browsing to engaging, you're much more likely to feel the need to take it home. And then there's the endowment effect. When you interact with an item, even just by touching it, you start to feel like you already own it. You're no longer just looking at a chair. You're thinking, this is my chair. And once that feeling of ownership kicks in, your brain values it more. It's all designed to make you feel physically engaged with the product, because IKEA knows that when you feel like these items are already yours, it's harder for you to leave without buying them. So next time you find yourself testing out a bed or running your hands over those soft throws at IKEA, remember, IKEA isn't just selling you furniture. They're selling you the feeling of owning it before you even reach the checkout. And that's the genius of IKEA. They understand their customers' psychology, and they understand design. And putting those two together makes for a powerful combination. I think it's absolutely fascinating, because at the end of the day, interior design isn't just about making spaces look good. It's about making you feel and want and act in a certain way. And IKEA understands that. So I hope this video gives you a new perspective into the world of interior designing. Seeing designing in a new light is one of my favorite things about it. So if you feel the same way, then you have to check out this video about everything I love about being an interior designer. Just click on the thumbnail on the screen right now, and YouTube will take you right there. Thanks for watching.